gentlemen, kids of all ages, welcome to the Verb Circus, the Vaughn radio program where we'll review the most important verbs in English in a fun and challenging way. Be sure to pay attention because you'll be tested on your understanding throughout the program. Let the show begin. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me once again. My name is Kyle Miller, and welcome to the Verb Circus. I am once again joined by a special guest and my friend, Mickey Leonard. Mickey, thanks and welcome again to the studio.
It's good to be back.
Great. Yeah, well, it's great to have you back here. So, Mickey, if you listened to the show recently, the other day we had Mickey on the program talking about phrasal verbs, verbos compuestos, right? Phrasal verbs, and his new book that is now available in the Vaughn bookstore, among other places. So, Mickey, just to mention it one more time for the listeners that didn't hear, before we get into our verb of the day, maybe you could mention a little bit about this book.
Okay, the book, it's a phrasal verb book, like you said, and it focuses on two prepositions, up and down. And that's the premise of the book, to focus on prepositions and not the verb.
Right. So instead of taking a verb like take and say take up, take on, take over, take all these prepositions, instead of doing it that way, the verb focuses on a few prepositions and helps you understand similarities in the phrasal verbs that are shared because of this common preposition. Is that right?
That's right. And the sections that they're broken down into is the most important thing.
Right.
It kind of tries to give meaning, relate these phrasal verbs together.
What do you mean sections?
In the book, each preposition is divided into several sections, groups of phrasal verbs, and all of the phrasal verbs in a particular section have something in common to try and help the reader group them together in their head.
Okay, interesting. So it's sort of a different approach at learning phrasal verbs, and an approach that you think makes it a bit easier to learn these structures?
I think so.
Good. Okay, good. Sounds very interesting. Well, since you are the special guest on today's program, Mickey, why don't you do the honor of spinning the verb wheel?
Okay.
Okay, very interesting. The verb wheel has two phrasal verbs. Very interesting because the verb wheel says let down and break down. Let down and break down. So we have two different verbs. Why would these, Mickey, be on the verb wheel at the same time, in the same place?
I think they come from the same section. That's why particular section relates to failure.
Okay, so in your book, these two phrasal verbs, let down and break down, would appear in the same section. That's because they're related in that the preposition here, down, in this sense, gives us the idea of failure. Let down and then break down. So let down is decepcionar a alguien, fallar, to disappoint someone. Right? To disappoint someone.
To fail someone.
To fail someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I am sorry if I let you down. I hope I don't let you down, Mickey.
I hope so too.
Right? and then to break down, averiarse, fracasar. So to experience a mechanical failure, your car can break down.
It could.
Right? Also a copier, photocopier. I hate it when photocopiers break down. Computers, a tractor or a train, they can all break down. They can experience a mechanical failure. Okay? Going back now to let down. to disappoint someone, to fail someone. The verb is conjugated as follows. Let down, let down, let down. Very easy. Because the verb let. The past and the participle are the same. I try to never, here on the Verb Circus, never let my listeners down. It's important, isn't it, Mickey?
Quite important.
Mm-hmm. Last week, I may have let a few people down.
Uh-oh.
I hope not. If I pronounce a word wrong in Spanish, sometimes I let a few people down. They send me an email and they say, Kyle, you mispronounced a word in Spanish. So I'll try not to let those people down. Right? Lately, I've tried not to let people down. Again, in the third person, don't forget the S. Mickey never lets us down. Alonso. Fernando Alonso. I think he may have let some of his fans down last year. Do you think, Mickey?
I would say so.
Mickey, yeah, maybe Alonso let some of his fans down last year. Britney Spears has let a lot of her fans down lately. Her behavior, her unpredictable behavior, has let some of her fans down.
Quite a letdown.
Yes. Now, to break down, break, broke, broken. Right? Break, broke, broken. Line 1 of the Metro breaks down quite often, it seems. Do you take that line, Mickey?
I use it all the time.
Have you noticed that it breaks down quite often?
It breaks down more often than most.
Yeah, I think so. It's terrible, but it does. It breaks down quite often. Last week, it broke down. Lately, it's broken down even more than usual, believe it or not. Terrible. All right, Mickey, let's take a look at a few sentences. You know what? Last week, I was going to a concert, and I was taking the bus, and my bus broke down. My bus broke down, and I missed the concert.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What a terrible letdown.
What a letdown. There we go. What a letdown.
What a letdown.
Yeah.
What happened? How did it break down?
Well, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but it broke down. It broke down. There was some sort of mechanical failure. You know, I guess breakdowns happen. They just happen sometimes.
Especially when you need to get somewhere quickly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. In fact, just this morning, traffic was stopped because there was a broken down truck in the middle of the road. When I was going to work, there was a truck that was broken down in the middle of the road.
It broke down, or is that what happened?
Yeah, I think it broke down. I don't know. There was something wrong with the engine. It was broken down. It broke down probably at about 10 minutes after 8 this morning.
That's right in the middle of rush hour, isn't it?
Yeah. It broke down. So now, the Metro, now, line 1, we said, line 1 is, there are breakdowns. It breaks down sometimes, but usually, I think in this city, I think in Madrid, really, the Madrid Metro is quite reliable. Don't you think?
I would say that public transport in general in Madrid never lets me down.
Yeah, it doesn't let me down very often. It doesn't disappoint me because they're usually quite punctual. The trains and the buses are usually quite punctual. They're on time. They don't let me down very often. Right? But breakdowns do occur. They do happen. The Metro sometimes breaks down. And when the Metro breaks down, of course it lets me down. Right? It's a pretty big letdown for me.
Something else in the Metro, when the escalator breaks down and you have to...
Oh, yeah. The escalator. Is it worse when the escalator going up breaks down or the escalator going down breaks down?
Definitely the escalator going up. When that breaks down, you have a problem.
Yeah. So when it breaks down, you have to climb the stairs. Yeah. I think it's funny. We take that for granted, don't we?
Yep.
The escalators. And people tend to use the escalators. And but before escalators, I guess we had to climb all those stairs.
Better for your health.
Better for your health. That's true. That's true. Now, the copier, the photocopier in the office, it breaks down sometimes. I hate it when it breaks down. Don't you hate that?
it always breaks down at the most opportune moment.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Although it hasn't broken down for a while, has it?
Not really. It's true.
Yeah. Well, if it breaks down, I have a lot of students, and sometimes I have to copy documents.
Mm-hmm.
So if it breaks down, I feel like it could be a letdown for my students, right? I could let down my students.
Yeah, if you can't make copies, if the copier breaks down, I suppose you run the risk of letting your students down.
Yeah. Now notice how I said it could be a letdown. We can use it as a noun, right, Mickey?
That's right. This is something the book focuses on as well. A lot of phrasal verbs can be turned into nouns. Not all of them, but a lot of them can be turned into nouns, and the verb to let down is one of these.
So if we say a letdown, I guess it's like saying a disappointment.
That's right. Exactly. A disappointment is a letdown. What a letdown.
What a letdown.
What a letdown.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we've looked at a number of examples here. So I think it's probably time that we challenge our listeners a little bit with today's translation challenge. Translation challenge. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been paying attention because it is time for today's translation challenge. Number 1. No me falles, ¿vale? Don't let me down, okay? Don't let me down. Number 2. Llegué tarde porque mi coche se averió. I was late because my car broke down. I was late. You could also say I arrived late because my car broke down. It's true. If your car breaks down, it's normal that you're going to be late, right?
That's right. If you suffer a breakdown.
Yeah. Number 3. ¿Te he fallado alguna vez? Have I ever let you down? Have I ever let you down? Number 4. Es la segunda vez que se me avería esta semana. That's the second time it's broken down this week. That's the second time. Man, oh man. I'm getting a bit tired of it, eh?
2 breakdowns in a week.
That's the second time it's broken down this week. Terrible. Number 5. Al pobre chico le han fallado mucho últimamente. The poor guy has been let down a lot lately. Ugh, the poor guy. I feel sorry for him. He's been let down a lot lately. Seems like it's one thing after another. He's been let down a lot lately. Number 6. Mi ciclomotor nunca se ha averiado. My moped has never broken down. Moped, it's like a Vespa, I guess, right, Mickey?
I think so.
Is there a difference between a moped and a Vespa? I'm not an expert on these things.
I'm not a motorbike man, so I don't know.
But anyway, my moped has never broken down in this sentence. Number 7. ¡Qué decepción! What a letdown. What a letdown. And look, that one we're using it as a noun, right?
That's right.
A letdown. What a letdown. Oh, man. That's annoying. What a letdown. Number 8. Un autobús se averió en la autopista. A bus broke down on the freeway or on the motorway. A bus broke down on the freeway, on the motorway. We could sometimes say highway as well, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Highway. autopista, or carretera, highway.
I would say highway.
It depends. I think in Britain they tend to use motorway, right?
I think so.
And in the United States, freeway.
Freeway or highway?
In Canada, we say almost exclusively highway, but I guess it's the same, right?
I believe so. There may be a difference about if one connects a state.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Between interstate, we have the interstate, right, connecting states, and then some. There are toll highways, and then there are free highways as well.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9. Él le falló al equipo. He let the team down. He let the team down. Terrible. He let the team down. Number 10. Las negociaciones de paz han fracasado una vez más. Peace talks have broken down again. Unfortunately, isn't it? It's unfortunate. Peace talks have broken down again. Too bad. Okay, listeners, how did you do? How did you do? I hope you got all 10 right. Mickey, do you think most of our listeners got 10 out of 10?
I hope so.
I certainly hope so. I don't know. I think it's difficult, though, to get 10 out of 10. But if they got 8 or 9, then they're doing quite well. But it's good to challenge yourself with these things. Okay, let's move on to a story. We have a story here. And this is similar to the stories that would appear in your phrasal verb book. Is that right, Mickey?
That's right. The goal of these stories, Kyle, is to use the phrasal verb as many times as possible.
Okay. All right. So you're getting more and more exposure and becoming more familiar with the phrasal verb, right? Little by little. Right?
That's right.
Okay. So what we'll do here is I will read the story, and then I'm going to quiz you. Mickey, I'm going to quiz you. It's like testing you, but a quiz is not quite as serious as a test.
Less formal. Yeah?
Yes, okay. But I will quiz you on this story after I've read it. And I will quiz all the listeners at home as well. So please pay attention. Pay attention and see if you can answer all the questions. Okay, I'll begin with the story. The story is called Down on Your Luck. On his way to the airport, Peter's car broke down on the motorway. But luckily, there was a taxi passing by that picked him up. Unfortunately, the taxi broke down as well. So Peter got out of the broken down car and hitchhiked. When he finally got to the airport, he was told that his flight had been canceled because the plane had broken down on the runway. If Peter couldn't get to his business meeting, the negotiations would break down. Okay, and that's all. That's all for the story. Do you think you got those details, Mickey?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, question number 1. What happened to Peter's car on the way to the airport?
I think his car broke down on the way to the airport.
It broke down on the way to the airport. You're right. Correct. Number 2, what happened to the taxi?
The taxi broke down too.
The taxi broke down too. That's some bad luck.
It's not good luck.
Okay. Number 3, what did Peter do when the taxi broke down?
He got out of the taxi. He got out of the broken down taxi and he started hitchhiking, I think.
He started hitchhiking. So that's when you put your thumb out, right?
Yeah, that's right. I said auto stop.
Ah, nice. Yeah, you put your thumb out and you hope for someone to come by and see you and stop and pick you up.
If your car's broken down.
And then you have to hope that they're a reliable person, too. You hear some stories about, some bad stories. People having bad experiences hitchhiking. Okay. Number 4. Why had the flight been canceled?
The flight had been canceled, I think, because the plane had broken down.
The plane had broken down. Okay, the flight had been canceled because the plane had broken down. All right. What would happen if Peter couldn't get to his business meeting?
Ooh. I think the negotiations would break down, if I remember correctly.
The negotiations would break down. All right. You know, Mickey, you got 5 out of 5. Well done. I hope you at home also got 5 out of 5. With this little challenge, little question and answer challenge. Speaking of challenges, it's time to move on to the interrogative challenge. Interrogative challenge. Okay, radio listeners, you know how this works. The interrogative challenge, I give you the answer to a question, and then you ask the answer. You ask the question that has been answered. Number 1. Mary let Peter down.
Who let Peter down?
Right. Who let Peter down? Who let Peter down? Mary. Number 2. Mary let Peter down.
Who did Mary let down?
Right. So my answer was the same, but it's a question of the intonation, right? When I emphasize Peter, I say, Mary let Peter down. So you say, who did Mary let down? Peter. Number 3. My car never breaks down.
How often does your car break down?
How often does your car break down? Never, because it's very reliable. It's very reliable. It's good to have a reliable car, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Number 4. The airplane broke down on the runway.
Where did the airplane break down?
Where did the airplane break down? Where? On the runway. Number 5. He's let me down 3 times so far this month.
How many times has he let you down so far this month?
3 times. How many times has he let you down so far this month? Very good. Okay, good. I hope everyone out there got 5 out of 5. But it is time, very quickly, to move on to our expression of the day. Expression of the day. The expression of the day today, ladies and gentlemen, is to be down on your luck. To be down on your luck. What does this mean, Mickey?
It means when you're not having good luck.
Right, you're not having good luck. Something bad happens. Something else bad happens. It seems like nothing can go your way. It seems like it's just one bad experience after another.
That's
right. You're on a bit of a losing streak. Maybe you're losing. Things aren't going well. You have what do they call that in Spanish?
I think estar de mala racha.
Mala racha.
Mala racha, I believe.
Yes, bad. A little bit of.
I think
to be down on your luck.
It's not a good idea to go to a casino.
No, if you're down on your luck, stay away from the casinos, right? That's true. Okay, before we finish, we just have 1 minute left. Mickey, I want to thank you very much for coming on the program today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you do have your new phrasal verb book in the Vaughan bookstore.
That's right.
And where else can you get it?
You can get it online, as always. You can get it in the Vaughan bookshop. And soon it will be available in FNAC and Casa del Libro.
Right. And online, I think that's vaughantienda.com.
I think that's right, yes.
I think that's right. So you can look there, and certainly you can get all the information about the product there. And you can see some pictures. I think there are some samples there as well, aren't there?
Some samples, and it's good for all levels.
Great. Okay, well, we'll look forward to that. And I've seen the book, and I think it looks fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
So we will leave it at that. So once again, thank you very much, Mickey, for joining me. And thank you to all you listeners for joining us today on the Verb Circus. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.